Hi guys, welcome. Uh, Let me first start with some introductions. So there in the far corner is Pujan Kumar, my very good friend and co-founder. He is also the CEO of Pernix Data. Then there's Jeffrey Aaron, who is my kinda sorta okay friend. And
Enemy.
but we are working on it, exactly. He gets me a few more followers and he'll be my very, very good friend. But anyway, he's our VP of engineering, and then there's Bala Narasimhan, the VP of products or director of products, whatever title we have going around nowadays. Um, I'm very excited to be here. We had a kind of straw man among ourselves. The cutest kid gets to present, so here I am. My name is Satyam Vagani, and I'm one of the founders and CTO. Some of you guys have seen me last year, so very, very glad to be doing this again. It was magical for us last year. It was the first time we told our story to the world, and it has been a non-stop kind of rocket ship since then. So my agenda today is very simple. Is we are going to go through a company update and what we did last summer and the fall after that, and then talk a little bit about the product we are already shipping. And for at least the people who haven't been following us since SFD3, maybe bring them up to speed on what that product is and the core value proposition. Maybe wait for Howard to say, please go on, and then we go on to the, to the,
my reputation precedes me.
hey, by a few tweets. And then we move on to the actual technology demos, for the new stuff that we've been cooking in the labs. So pretty simple. And so let's just get right into it. Company updates. I'm going to talk about the last 9 months because just like TV stars, we take the summer off. So I'm going to start from last fall, which is when we released FVP 1.0, our flagship product. Up until now, it's been approximately 9 months. The company has grown tremendously, and we've seen 300% growth since we last talked, which was SFD3, April last year, so 12 months ago. This kind of number looks great on a slide, but the reality of it is, a startup is a very painful process in some sense. It gets really cozy. This was what Pernix Data looked like last year when we spoke to you guys, Storage Field Day 3. And so we started off with 2,200 square feet. It was 2 guys and a PowerPoint. But then we squished in approximately 34 people before we moved out. And so this is what 34 people in 2,200 square feet looks like. Started creating new protocols, like, whoever gets in first gets a chair. The other guys gets a stand. And then when the standing slots are taken, then you work from home, right? And so that was okay. And then we did some other social protocols, like, the non-essential roles get to stand. The CTO is partly essential, so, I got a ball, not a chair. And then, the product manager gets a stool, not a chair. And then, the real doers get chairs. So this got intense, and, people started actually fighting for the right to sit and with ninja swords. This is actually Christian Mon. He's not part of Pernix Data, but he's part of the family. And so now we are here. We moved to a new place. It's nicer, but we did take some ideas from the airline industry. So we have a new seating arrangement. And with this kind of seating arrangement, I think we can probably fit around 5,000 people before we move out of here. So that's our deal. That's our deal. We are into triple digits in terms of number of employees, but it's been a lot of fun. I was just kidding, jokes aside, it is quite amazing as to how much people who work at Pernix Data believe in our mission, the stuff that we actually want to do, which is to change the world. And to that effect, they voted us into the 2014 best places to work list. We are number 1 in the small business category. We also made the Forbes list, the America's most promising companies list. So this is all fun. And then there's a bunch of awards we won for the product. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's been a fun 9 months is what I would like to tell you. We have expanded in terms of geography. California is where we started, but now Pernix Data R&D is in California, it's in the Republic of Texas, and it's in the state of Canada. And something like that. Yeah, exactly. And depending on whether Frank Denneman is traveling or not, it is also in the Netherlands. Pernix Data Sales, on the other hand, is much more spread out. It's all over the world, starting from Australia to Europe to all parts of the United States. So that's what we've been doing in terms of sales. Now, last time we met, we talked about the DNA of the company, which was, the founding employees, the engineers were ex-VMware. There's a bunch of Google guys, Netflix, NetApp, EMC, and we are very proud of them. But I'm extremely pleased at the other part of the company, which is what has grown since the last time we spoke, is the sales and marketing. They have done us prouder, and they have come from some of the best companies in the storage space, which is great to see from a product point of view. It's not just a technology problem, but it's also a problem about actually getting the message to the customers, and we have some of the greatest guys on earth doing that for us. Our flagship product is FVB, like some of you know. It's a storage acceleration product. We'll recap that in a few minutes. It's been doing very well. There are awards that the product has won. But more importantly, there's a lot of customer attraction, and we'll talk about that in a second. Well, right now, for that matter. And so in terms of customers, I'm not allowed to obviously disclose the exact number, but we've crossed triple digits there too. And this is in less than 9 months of selling. We started the second week of August, and we are less than 9 months from then, right before VMworld. In terms of acquiring customers is one thing, but the thing that is really interesting to me is the width of adoption. And so we have customers ranging from the Fortune 25s of the world to all the way to SMBs. We've actually reacted to market traction in interesting ways. So the first time we shipped the product, we had a one-size-fits-all licensing scheme. Then we introduced the SMB SKU because we saw a lot of interest there. We've done very interesting licensing schemes for service providers. We have sold our first ELA and more. And so it's been a lot of fun from the sales side. We've sold to the financial guys, we've sold to government, we've sold to whatever, pick your favorite, education, we've sold to retail, we've sold to manufacturing, pharma, technology, and my favorite, casinos. In less than 9 months of selling, we figured out how to loot a casino. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I spent about 9 months consulting in the casino business, taking their money's easy.
Exactly. So bottom line, we started off with a thought. We started off with a hypothesis, is that the storage problem is very painful and it's very relevant. And now we have come up with a theory, is that it is painful and relevant, and if the right solution exists, then there's a huge market for it. That's our theory, and we've there are a lot of proof points to that theory so far. On the business side, and by the way, if anyone's listening, maybe we can do something about the projection here. It seems to be a little coarse. On the business side, we are a channel-focused company. We sell only through the channel, and the typical channel partners tend to be the VMware channel partners. Some of them tend to be storage channel, storage resellers. But that's roughly our bread and butter. Now, this is not just a product that we are trying to sell. We are trying to convince the world that storage can be architected in a fundamentally different way. And to convince the world about that, it's not about just pushing the product, but to actually arm them with the reasons why that new architecture is valid and why that should be actually pushed to every virtualized data center in the world. So to that end, we take great pride in actually doing some programs to talk more about the technology that we are trying to bring to the world rather than just the product that we are trying to sell. And so we have a channel program called Pernix Prime, where people can actually get a technology background about the product and be able to architect it for customers. There's a program for the community. There's a lot of people, and Pernix Data, I'm more than happy to admit is mostly because of the community. The amount of success we've seen so far is because of people like you and maybe people who are listening online. Just the amount of energy around the product is unbelievable, and I hope it continues. But to make it continue, to make it a two-way process, we did another program which is called Pernix Pro, which is people who really get this and want to take it to the next level. We want to treat them like family, just like Christian Mon with his Ninja Sword. But so that's what we've been doing, and it's also we want to advance technology as we go along, and it's not just our technology that we want to advance, which is software, but it is a technology that we ride on, which is things like flash hardware. And so to get that done, we are working with some flash vendors, and more are on the way, to actually collaborate at a much lower level, collaborate on making new types of flash devices that might actually do something that maybe you are not even aware of at this point. And so if we can get that done, then the flash device of tomorrow may not be the same as the flash device of today, and maybe it can be 100,000 times more interesting to a virtualized data center. So that's what we are doing with another program we are calling Pernix Drive. Is we are trying to collaborate on a technology and business level with flash hardware vendors, which happen to be our complement. So far we have some great names already signed up, Intel, Toshiba, SanDisk, Kingston, and there are more on the way. So a lot of traction there as well. So this is all I had to talk about in terms of the company update. Any questions so far? No? All right.